Welcome to Ask Lou, where we provide business and career advice to people like you. I'm going to get right into a letter that I received from a woman, and I am going to call her Mary. And the reason I'm going to call her Mary, as a lot of you know, is just for privacy reasons. That's not her real name, but I prefer to use a name that keeps her privacy intact. So I'm going to get right into the letter, and I think you're going to find this letter interesting, and I know you're going to find it helpful, especially if you've ever had a boss who was a lot younger than you. Maybe you have a boss right now who's a lot younger than you, and you might have some issues. This video can help you. So let's get to it. So it says here, she says, "Hello, Lou. You are my last hope." Well, Mary, thank you for the confidence. I appreciate that. And I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to give you my suggestions. You may not hear what you want to hear, but you're going to get what I believe to be helpful to you and what I see as the truth. So here we go. You're my last hope. I'm deeply frustrated. I'm a 54-year-old CPA at a medium-sized accounting firm. My new supervisor is a 34-year-old know-it-all millennial. Well, okay, we know what you're doing. 54-year-old CPA. You're working with a person who's 20 years younger than you, and you're saying she's a 34-year-old know-it-all millennial. Well, you know what? I do work with, and I have worked with. I've answered lots of questions over time. People who are working with someone who's a lot younger than them. I've employed people who were 10, 15, 20 years or more, younger than me. So I know that sometimes it is hard to relate, whatever the generation they're from. Sometimes it's hard to relate, and I think often it's hard to relate. But let me continue. So she says here, Mary says here, she, meaning her boss, doesn't say it directly to me, but she thinks I'm not committed to my job because I don't want to work more than 5 days per week unless, of course, it's tax time. And you know what? I find this so fascinating to me that you're working with somebody who is your boss, your immediate supervisor, and she has a problem or an issue, but she's not coming directly to you. And I don't know, maybe she doesn't feel comfortable. I don't know the dynamic between you and her. Obviously, there's no way I could. And you haven't given me any of that. Although I see that there's some resentment in your email. There is obviously some resentment. So I don't know why she's not coming to you, or why in fact she's going to your coworkers. That doesn't make sense to me. But she should be coming to you. That we can say unequivocally. She should be coming to you. Okay. Let's see here. I know she thinks I'm not dedicated to the job because that is what she said to some of my coworkers. The fact is, I come in early and I stay late when I need to, like during tax time. So, okay, now we know you are coming in early. You are staying late when you need to, and you're doing it during tax times. And in your head, you're seeing that should be okay. That should be enough. Okay, I see that. But my personal life, and you go, but my personal life is important to me. I should tell you, and she says this in parentheses, I should tell you that I'm a widow who recently married a great guy. He's very understanding and supportive. So we know that you're not getting, it doesn't sound anyway like you're getting any friction from your spouse. It sounds like from what you're saying, he is understanding and supportive. So that's great. That's great, and you're a very fortunate woman. Congratulations, by the way, on your marriage. But he's not giving you the frictions, but you're feeling it. So you're feeling not the friction with him, but you're feeling that you want to be with him, and you're getting the friction from your work. I'm not looking to become a partner or move beyond my current position, Mary continues to say. And she says about her current position, which I loved until she became my boss. So you're content where you're at. You're happy where you're at in your career. You're 54 years old. You've come as far as you want to come in terms of management or the position that you have. which is commendable. It's commendable. You're happy. That's the key. Being happy with your life. And I've said this before, and I'll say it 100 times. That's important. But then you go on to say, though, by the way, my boss is single. I don't know if she dates, but I can't imagine she does because she works all the time. And this gets back to the point again to where there's no communication between you and her. You don't know. There's no. You don't relate. You don't know what's going on in her life. She doesn't know what's going on in yours. I would kind of guess, but that I don't want to say that. But it's obvious you don't know what's going on with her life. I mean, you're saying, I don't know if she dates, but I can't imagine she does because she works all the time. I think she resents me because I'm older and because I have a life. Well, I don't know about the resentment, and how can you say that without really talking to her? I mean, does it seem like she resents you? I don't know. Maybe some of the viewers can comment in here later on, and when they see this video, and they can give their 2 cents or their quarter's worth. But I think she resents me because I'm older, because I have a life. It looks too like you may resent her. You may not resent her, but you're not liking her. There's a little bit of animosity here. You're frustrated. Maybe you're a little angry too. But because I have a life. Don't think and don't worry about is she jealous or envious of what you have, Don't think that. Don't worry about that. Be focused on your life. Be focused on what you have. What I would do, and let me just say this to you. Let me go on a little bit more before I tell you what I would do. You say, I want to confront her, but I don't want the aggravation. Well, my friend, you already have the aggravation. You're already not happy. You're upset. You're frustrated. So you already have it. So when you say, I don't want to confront her, but I don't want the aggravation. I want to confront her, but I don't want the aggravation. Number one is, let's get the word confront. Let's throw that out. No confront. A dialogue. A conversation. You don't need to confront. Confront to me means there's 2 sides that are kind of like going like this. No, there's no confrontation. So let's get rid of that. You do need to talk to her. You need to communicate with her. She needs to communicate with you. You need to come to an understanding into what's important. Maybe you make a little adjustment or she makes a little adjustment, but you have a value. She has a value. You need to find out, you come to a middle ground and find out what you can do, what she can do to accommodate you. And that to me is what's important. So that's my opinion. That's my experience, and I've dealt with lots of people, as I mentioned, a lot of people who are younger than me. Sit down with them, talk to them, really try to have a heart-to-heart. That's all I have for you for right now, Mary, and the viewers out there. Again, viewers, if you have any suggestions for Mary, how you would handle the situation, any comments you want to share, any stories that you have, please let us know that. If any of the viewers out there, if you have a comment for me or a question, you'd like me to answer, please send me your email. It's lou@over50tv.com. Just address it to Ask Lou. Put it in the message bar there, in the message space, and I'll be happy to look at it, and hopefully I can address it. If I don't address it in an email back to you, I'll try to address it in a video. And thank goodness for my trusty iPad. It makes it a lot easier to sit here and talk with you. So again, this is Lou Reyes with Ask Lou on the Over 50 TV channel. Have a great day, everybody.